Hey everyone. Hi Lynn, what's up? We're back at it again. A beautiful day out here today. Uh, Supposed to get up to like 70 degrees today. Uh, really having some spring like temperatures. Hey Mad Catter, welcome. Uh, Figured I'd come out and try it for a little bit today. Hey Aaron. Yes, Aaron, it's a beautiful day in Oklahoma. Tomorrow's going to be nice too. Uh, my wife informed me when I left the house that I'm taking her fishing tomorrow no matter what. So I'm excited to get her back out, get her fishing. Uh, I really wanted to go catch some live bluegill and put them out for some flathead, but I was running short on time, so I may do that later this evening. So tomorrow I've got them and try some flathead. I'm up in a shallow cove today, guys. Uh, I've been catching most of my fish during the winter in the shallow water. The wind finally switched out of the south again today, and so I decided to go to a different end of the lake. This is one of my favorite places to fish, especially night fishing in the summer. So you will probably see this spot a lot. Uh, it's bad about snags though. You can get snagged up real easy. But it's just a big shallow flat. You can get 8 to 12 foot water way on out, but most of it's about 2 to 4 foot of water. So we're gonna wait it out and see what happens today. I've had two big fish break me off here already. This year, there's a lot of snags and stumps out in the water, and they'll get you wrapped around them snags and pop that hook loose. 63 in Oklahoma City, Aaron. Well, good luck with them crappie. I figure they ought to start pulling up pretty quick. It won't be long, and they'll pull into their spawning pattern and start getting on them beds. Oh, there's a fish right there. Caught him on a big old headpiece. I hope y'all could see him lay that rod over like that. I love the way these fish hit and just hold that pole down. I still ain't got to see him. He still ain't come up. Oh yeah. That circle hook did the job, guys. You can tell this is a nice one. Sad thing is, we're after, Al, quit biting me. We're after eater fish today. Not exactly what we're looking for, but this is a great fish any day. But we're going to put this big boy back and go after another one. Yeah, look how fat he is. They are really feeding up good and really fat. Come on, buddy. Guys, if that is not fun and that doesn't get your blood going, there is something wrong with you. Woo. He tried to tangle me up in that brush. I felt him hang up for a minute, and he went ahead and worked loose. So that was good. Hey, Dan, welcome. That's the first bite we've had. You seen the way he just folded that rod over. I'm going to get another piece of bait out there. Once again, I did not bring my net. I get in such a hurry to leave. I don't ever remember to grab the net. But we're going to go after them again. Check this line for frays. Guys, every time you catch a fish, it's a good idea to check your line. Make sure it's not frayed, because you don't want to hook one like that and then break off. It'll haunt your dreams, I promise. We got him on a headpiece, guys, so I'm going to stick another headpiece out there. If they go to hitting these headpieces consistently, hey, Fins and Vines, I've got some big shad. I'll cut the heads off and see if we can't get a bigger one. That made the whole trip worthwhile right there. Yeah, I'm glad you come in and joined, Fins and Fine. If you got here late, you just missed the one I just released. I don't know exactly how much he weighed. I don't have a scale to weigh him, but I figure he was in the upper 20s, especially as fat as he was. Uh, he may have been pushing close to 30. Their bellies are just so fat. They're like footballs. Yeah, check it out on the replay, Fins. It was a good one. I hope y'all could see that takedown on that rod good. He just folded the rod over and kept it there. I love the way the blue cat hit here. They usually don't sit there and bounce the rod. Your channel cats and stuff will peck like that, but them blue cat like that, they'll just fold the rod over. You gonna go do another live, Dan? That fish was definitely way too big for an eater fish. I come in here to catch some eaters, kind of wanting to have some fried fish, and wouldn't you know it, that big boy was the first thing that bit. After that ice, hi NKR. After the ice is gone now, we had that shad kill. And man, I think these blue cats have really cleaned up on that shad kill. Because since the ice left, every one of them I've caught have just been just rolling fat. You catch a fish with a 4-pound, normally a 4-pound frame, and that fish will double in weight. He's pushing 7 and 8 pounds. Well, I'm sorry your grandmother broke her hip, Dan, but I'm glad you're getting to spend some extra time with your son. Yeah, Fins and find really fat belly. They're just rolling fat. Even the small ones, they fed up on the shad after that shad kills, what I'm assuming. And Dan, I was glad you finally caught a fish on your live stream. I know it wasn't the biggest fish, but it's still a fish. It counts, kind of breaks the ice. My wife said she might come out and join me later. I told her bring her rods and I'll come up to the road and pick her up. I had to use a 4-wheel drive to get in here. Went a little bit sideways. She would have been screaming bloody murder once I turned it sideways. But you got to do what you got to do to get to the fish. Maybe we'll get lucky and get some eaters to bite. If we don't have no eater fish move up in here, I'll move to another spot. I was raised on this lake, so I know it like the back of my hand. I know plenty of places I can move and try, and just years of experience and being out on the water. Uh, Springtime weather like this, when it's nice and they're getting close to spawn, I know different areas they'll hit. We don't do very good here. I may go over where the mouth of the creeks come in. They're not running right now, but it's a big shallow flat there, and in the springtime the catfish love to pull up in there and spawn. Yeah, sometimes with smaller fish, Dan, it's good to have a smaller hook, but where I'm fishing at, I never know what size is going to bite, because there's so many different sizes in here, and big fish and small fish both. 8/0 circle hook is about the smallest I use here, and I've caught 2, 3, and 4 pound blues on that 8/0 circle hook. Could you see the takedown good, Aaron? I love it the way they just fold that rod over. There was no question that he wanted that bait. He hit that big shad head, and he wasn't going to stick around for me to get a picture or nothing. When I put him back in the water, he threw up the deuces and he was gone. He wasn't asking any questions. I'm hoping we get good spring rain this year. Get some floods, and if it brings the creeks up, usually it takes 3 rises. On the 3rd rise, if they'll come up and stay up a little bit, all the fish out of Red River will start coming up into them creeks to spawn, and you can go down there and really get on some nice blue cat and flathead. And there's flathead in this lake. You do catch them, but you don't have the numbers and that you do in the river. So when the creeks come up, a lot of them big flathead will be moving up them creeks. Yeah, Dan, I'd get some 5s or at least some 6/0, especially for them channel cat. And if you know they're channel cat and they keep pecking you like that, what I usually do is once I get my rod throwed out, I'll push my button on my reel to release the spool and pull out about 18 to 24 inches of slack, and then re-engage the reel. And sometimes them channel cats are real finicky, and if they feel any kind of resistance at all, they'll drop the bait. But if you give them that slack to run with before they feel the tension of that rod, you'll catch more that way. Got your PB on a 6/0 art? Yeah. I've seen people catch big ones on the 6/0 hooks and stuff, but we have a lot of 40 to 100-pound fish swimming around, and I don't want to chance one of them big ones to a 6/0. Like that fish there that I caught, that is a very heavy wire hook, and it had no problem going through there. And even though he wrapped me up in the stumps and stuff out there, when he come off, he still had a good hook set. He was not going anywhere. But Most of the time I'm fishing with either 8 or 10-aught. And I caught him on a 10-aught. I like the wider gap on the circle hook, the bigger circle hooks like that, because that jaw, that lip of that catfish, where all their teeth and stuff are, I like to make sure I can get behind that and get that hook down through there. That way I know they're not coming off, and I'm not damaging the pad on their lip at all. Yeah, Aaron, I never used the Eagle Claw till this year, and I was out of hooks, and I was waiting for mine to come in, and luckily Walmart had a few, and I got some. They were completely out of the Team Catfish hook, and that's normally what I was using, but I could get more of the Eagle Claw hooks, and I got some of them. And Lyle Stokes, Catfish Weekly and Panfish Weekly, I was watching him, and you know, he has lots of information, and you know, he shared out that Eagle Claw is still the only American-made circle hook, and so American-made means a lot to me, guys. I have a lot of pride in our country, and if I can use American-made products, I'm gonna try it, and so I'm not afraid to use the Eagle Claw. I'd probably be out fishing right now, but I'm sitting in my truck waiting to get my first. Oh, getting your COVID shot, Dan. Lynn, trying to find a good wing dike. Kathmandu in Auburn, Nebraska is all American, made in USA. Yeah, Lynn, I seen that on the Catfish Conference. Mondo Cats, and that was the first time I heard of them. I had never been to the Catfish Conference in person. I really want to, and that virtual Catfish Conference was really great for me because I seen products and stuff out there that I would not normally get a chance to see. I think it was Ripping Lips that had the fluorescent green bank holders that will handle the bigger rods, not the little cheap ones like at Walmart. And man, they're only $10 a piece, and that is a great price. I really like them pole holders because you don't have to worry about it damaging the grip on your rod. So I'm definitely going to check some of them out. Yeah, Lynn, I definitely want to go to that Catfish Conference in person. To me, I would love to meet all the people. Steve Douglas is kind of a hero of mine. I started watching him years ago. I've watched everything he put out. I know he makes some really good products. He stands behind them. I have a lot of respect for Steve, and that goes a long way. Hey, Maurice, thanks for dropping in. If I can get everything straightened out and things work out, I plan to do some traveling this year and get to go to different places, fish different lakes. I want to fish some of the big rivers. I like to come up there and fish with Art and the 1-ton crew, standing them on the James River. Roger with Muskrat. I think Roger and skipping them would be a lot of fun to fish with. I'm not much of a city boy. I've always been in the country, but it would almost be worth the trip to DC to fish with Chunky and Haz and them also. Yeah, Dad. As long as you're getting action, the action makes it nice. It keeps you entertained, especially if you're taking little kids out and you're trying to introduce them into fishing. They don't have a long attention span. So if you got a spot like that, you can take them to where even if they're not catching fish, they're getting bites. It keeps them entertained and keeps them into it. Hey, Art. Thanks for stopping in. It's been kind of slow. The bite hadn't been on fire. That one big one's the only bite we've got. So I'm going to give it a little bit. And like I say, I'm really out here trying to catch eaters so we can have a fish fry. I'm a fat boy and I can eat some fresh catfish. Here they're staying really thick to this cover in the shallow water. You'll get snagged a lot, but this is where the fish are hanging out. Sometimes you got to sacrifice some lead. Yeah, Dan, that's all little kids. We've got a spot that we catch the bluegill for me to use for bait. My wife has a blast catching them, and we take our oldest granddaughter out there, and she has to have her own pole and stuff, and she has a blast. If the fish, if she's not catching enough fish, she'll play in the sand, but it's great to have her out. All my kids are grown now, and I'm enjoying the benefits of being a grandparent. It's definitely been rewarding. Yeah. Fresh fish is hard to beat. I like that Louisiana fish fry, and you can add a few more seasons in there to give it a little bit more of a kick, and make homemade tartar sauce. And I always make fresh cut fries, fry them up, and make a ranch dip to dip your fries in and stuff. And man, it's sure good, but it will hurt you. You'll be so full you can't move, and you'll still be stuffing it in your mouth. Yeah, played in the sand most of the time. We had my daughter down there. she's got her own little fishing chair and everything that we take with us. And she was all excited and she was playing around and she leaned over too far and she went over like a tripod and her head stuck in that sand like an ostrich. And about that time, my wife caught a big bluegill and was swinging it in. And about the time my granddaughter stood up, she had sand all in her nose and her face. And that bluegill was right in her face. And all she could think of, and the only thing she said is, I almost kissed it. She wasn't worried about all the sand in her mouth or anything else, but her almost kissing that bluegill gave her a lifelong memory. Hey, Mark, what's up? Glad you dropped in, buddy. Those of y'all have not checked out the Fishing Magician 2.0, him, Has, and the Baltimore Angler have got a new show out, the Tri-City Anglers. If you have not checked them out, you need to. Has and Mark, they fish on the Potomac a lot, catching blue cats, but they do some interesting stuff. They out in the kayaks, bass fishing and stuff, and TBA likes to fish for snakehead and stuff. So a lot of versatility with them three guys. And if you haven't checked them out, you're missing out. You need to check them out. Got a couple of little ducks swimming by. Gonna be a fun summer, huh, Mark? Yeah. I'll be out here chasing these catfish. If they get to where they don't want to bite, I may catch some of the crappie while they're up in there trying to spawn. And I don't crappie fish very often, but I like to eat them and I will catch them. Have y'all been catching any of Lyle Stokes' late night Panfish Weekly and stuff, where he's in there tying the jigs and stuff? Man, he is good at it. To me, I think that would be so rewarding. Tie your own jigs and go out and catch fish on them. I think that would be a lot of fun. Lyle makes it look easy, but I'm sure it's not. I may do a live stream crappie fishing this year, just so Lyle and Mark with Catfish and Crappie can come in and tell me what I'm doing wrong. I catch them good on live bait, but I'm not very good with the jigs. I'm trying to learn and get better at it. Yeah, them jigs Lyle he makes some nice looking jigs. Seeing in this lake, you got the crappie, you got the hybrid, you got the sand bass, you got the striper, walleye and saw guy. There's lots of things in this lake you can catch with those jigs. Hey, Big Cat. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I want to give a shout out to my wife while I'm in here. she's out paying bills and grocery shopping. And I wasn't going to come fishing today because I wanted to wait until she could come. And she looked at me and she told me, she's like, no, you go ahead and go. And guys, if you want to be successful at anything you do, the first important step is to have a good woman behind your back. It makes a lot of difference. If not for my wife, I'd have still been sitting at the house doing nothing, waiting for her to get everything done to where she could come out here and fish with me. Can't believe nothing else is bit. That big joker, he didn't waste no time. I catch a lot of fish at this spot, guys, especially in night fishing at the summertime. I love this spot. It's like an island that comes out here, and there's a cove on this side, and back behind us on the other side there's a cove. And this is just a point of water that comes out. And I have always loved to fish here. Before the lakes had their drought, all this brush and stuff was not in here. And during the spring and summer, I'll wade out in that water about waist deep and then cast my rods out to get that extra distance and come back to the bank. And I love fishing here. And my wife has really good luck on the other side. I don't know, it's probably not 50 yards wide at that here. And she loves fishing that other side. And she has good luck. So had to get a drink, guys. My mouth is dry. Come on, fish. I'm ready for some more action. Like I say, I like to catch some eaters. We keep water temperatures like this, it'll raise, or the temperature, it'll raise that water temperature. And they'll start pulling into their spawning patterns, and you'll be able to catch a lot of fish up shallow. I think tomorrow it's supposed to be another 70-degree day. And these shallow flats like this, and this backwater off of that main lake comes up in here with that creek channel. It'll warm these backwaters up faster. And may start seeing some shad popping. I keep watching. I've got my cast net with me. If I see any start popping the top of the water, I'll probably throw out on that other side for them shad, because this island wraps around. There's another cove up there. Well, this island breaks the water, and it's calmer water over there. A lot of times them fish and them shad will pull out to that point, and they use that for an ambush spot. They'll wait for that bait to come by and just ambush it. Hey, Chunky. Thanks for stopping in. Lee Evans, welcome. Lee, I caught one good one right at the beginning of the stream as soon as I got here. I'm actually out here trying to catch some fish to fry, and wouldn't you know it, the first fish that hit was a big one. But I'd say it was within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the stream, maybe. He just folded the rod over. And so far, I haven't had any little ones biting. There's been no pecks or nothing. The one fish that did hit was that big one, and he just laid the rod over. I didn't catch him. He caught himself with that circle hook. When they hit like that and they're aggressive, you don't have to reel down on them. You're not setting the hook. They are already hooked. The one time I actually want to catch some smaller fish, I can't get the smaller ones to bite. We'll give them a little bit here, though. If they don't do something, we'll move to another spot and try and catch some nice eaters. Even though I know the big fish are over here. I can't wait to get my wife a hold of one of them big fish. She's never caught a big catfish that big. She worries her shoulder and her elbow won't hold up. But I'd like to see her try it anyway. Yeah, Aaron, and another thing that may be slower about moving in is we've had north wind. This is the first day our wind's been out of the south again. So it takes a while for that water to switch and the current to change and everything transition. But all my fish so far this winter have come during the daylight. Once the sun goes down, they've just had lockjaw. They just shut completely down. I always keep lights and stuff in the vehicle with me in case they do decide that they're going to bite at night. That way I'm prepared and ready to go. But late spring and summer are the best nighttime fishing down here. It's so hot during the day, they don't move a lot. And as it cools off at night, then big boys will move up in that shallow water feeding. And it's a lot of fun. Catch a lot of flathead at night during the summer up shallow feeding. Come on, fish. I'm kind of glad my wife had to pay bills and stuff today because a lot of the times she sits at home and she'll watch the live stream. If she would have seen me catch that big fish right off the bat, she probably would have had some choice words for me. She may have called me some things that were not David. Next place I'm gonna fish, I can drive my truck right up next to the pole, so I have a quad on the truck that I can. Yeah, Dan. Most of the places I fish, uh, I've got the vehicle right here. I've actually got my phone uh, inside the vehicle a lot of the times to get it out of the wind to kind of help with the wind noise. That's one thing we do have in Oklahoma, and that is plenty of wind. So sometimes you're gonna have to put your phone or whatever you're using to record inside the vehicle and use the vehicle as a wind block. There's a nice spot I want to fish for flathead. It's got lots of shell rock, but it's about a 30 or foot cliff, and you're gonna walk down to get to the water to fish. And my wife is not gonna do that. I can already see it. I've took her over there once, and my wife is scared of heights, and so I do not press the issue. There are plenty other places I can fish when she's with me. I love having my wife out fishing with me. I always feel bad when she can't come and I'm out here catching fish and she's stuck at home. My wife loves to fish. There's a lot of women that don't fish, and sometimes fishing can create a wedge in a relationship. But if you find a woman that loves to fish and is as passionate about it as you are, it's really a blessing, and it gives you a lot of quality time bonding together and making memories. Anyone that has a wife that fishes with them, I hope you know how lucky and how blessed you are. Yeah, Dan, that's what I got right now. Uh, I roll the window down and keep it inside, and it helps protect it from the wind. Right now, that sun is so bright. There was such a glare on the phone. Uh, I've got a piece of cardboard over the top of the phone, shading it to where I can actually read the comment. I know I'm ready for something to bite. You know, if that big fish was swimming around in here, there's got to be other fish around. He wasn't over here all by his lonesome. Dan, we all learn from our mistakes, brother. That's just part of being human. Uh, but I always tell you, Dan, the only difference between a wise man and a fool is a wise man learns from his mistakes, and a fool keeps making the same mistakes over and over. So as long as you learn from it, you can fix it and become better. Hey, big country. Thanks for dropping in. We've been live almost an hour, guys. I'm going to give it probably another 30 minutes to an hour. If we don't get another bite here, I may pack up and move to another spot. I know there are big fish in the area, and I know it seems crazy to move spots when you know the fish are there, the big fish. But I really want to catch enough fish today and tomorrow to have a fish fry. I know a lot of people keep fish frozen in the freezer and stuff, but I don't. So whenever I'm ready for a fish fry or something, I try to come out and catch it fresh. Later, big country. Thanks again for stopping by. I'm thinking about checking bait and moving these rods around. See if we can get some action. Well, we generally still got our bait. Send it back out there. Check this one. We still got our bait on there. Almost went down. We still had bait on the two, so I'm gonna assume we still got bait on the other two. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here, so if it gets too bad, we'll move spots. I want to try and eventually get me some 10 and 12-foot rod cast from the bank. On this lake, especially when you have these shallow flats like this, the extra casting distance really helps because you can drop off into that next tier of water that's a little bit deeper, and it really makes a difference, guys. The river is unthawed, Lynn. That means it's time to go fishing, Lynn. I was kind of nervous with the shad kill we had this year because it usually don't get cold enough down here to freeze over like that and have that shad kill. I was kind of nervous about what the fish were going to do. And so far, it's been phenomenal after the shad kill. Every fish I've caught is just plumb rolling fat. So you'd think they wouldn't be eating any more shad, but they are, because that's what I've been catching them on. That's another good thing about having someone that fishes with you. Just like me fishing here, and my wife normally fishes the other side. Sometimes if they're not biting here, they're biting on the other side, and it helps you locate the fish. You can try different depths and different areas. Makes it a lot easier to pinpoint and pattern the fish and figure out where they're really feeding heavy at. Headed back to the little river now. Man, good luck, Lynn. I can't watch it while I'm out here fishing, but if you go live or anything, I'll definitely check it out when I get home. I like to go in and watch as many people as I can and show the love and support for everybody. This catfish community is second to none. A lot of great people, and I just love the way everyone bands together and tries to help each other. There's a lot of great knowledge out there. Hey, JNS. Yeah, I come out here to catch eaters, but so far I've caught one big fish. Probably 20 to 30 pound range. So I'm going to give it a little bit longer here. And if nothing bites, I'm going to move to another spot and see if I can get on some eater fish to where I can have a fish fry. That was the whole purpose of coming out today, was to catch some eater fish to where I can fry them. And wouldn't you know it, the big fish is the only thing that's biting. It's a beautiful day out here, though. It's so nice and calm. Like I say, the wind might get up, but I can move spots and get out of the wind. We don't have a lot of luck here. There's another spot that holds big fish also. That's closer to the main lake, closer to the main channel. May go over there and try and see if I can catch some eaters up in there. Yeah, J&S. My wife told me when I left the house, she really didn't care where I took her or what lake we were at, but one way or another, she said she was fishing tomorrow. She doesn't like to get out when it's cold. And me, if I'm going to fish, I like to get there early and spend all day out there at the lake. Which, as long as I've got me something to drink on the water, I'm good. My wife, we got to have her snack. Kind of hard to believe that that one big fish is the only thing that's bit. Normally, you have to catch a lot of the smaller ones to get to the big. That big one hit right after we got here, and nothing else seems to be chasing our bait. We haven't even had a little channel cat in here pecking at it. Our channel cat down here will sit here and just peck and peck and peck and peck at the bait, drive you insane. That's why I like the blue cat. They're more aggressive. They'll just slam it and go. You can tell by the way the fish bite what it is. These other two rods are up closer. Haven't had anything on them. If I catch another one out deep or out far, I'll know to go ahead and cast these out farther. Hey, Circle Hook Productions, thanks for coming in. It's been an absolute beautiful day. Once warm weather comes out again, I'm gonna have to try me some more of that chicken bait. Hey, Donald Weir. Yeah, Circle Hook. It's a beautiful day to be out fishing, man. But like I was saying, it may be a time for me to break out the chicken bait and try it again. I have not caught a fish on the strawberry or Kool-Aid chicken yet. I tried last year, towards the end of the year. I may try it some this spring and winter, just to see if it actually works around here. I know Norm with Catfish Headhunters, he said it normally works best in the warm months, and I was trying it during the winter, and I've seen guys catch fish with it. I've seen them catch them drifting in a boat and on the bank boat. So I prefer using live bait and cut shad and stuff like that, but I'm just curious as to whether it'll actually work on my waters or not. Has anyone else had any luck on the chicken bait? I know it works for certain people in certain areas. The Blue Cat tournament that was just going on, Mo Creek and Parker Pursuit killed them on chicken. I've seen Dieter catch them on chicken. I've seen Creole catching them bumping with chicken. Catfish Dave, I've seen him catch them on chicken. I think it was hooked catfishing. I've seen him catch them on chicken. That chicken may be good. I know Patriot James, they have that fishing tournament coming up for the veterans on Lake Wiley, and great cause. Really proud that they do that for our veterans. And I know Dieter fishes Wiley, and he uses that chicken a lot. So by the time the tournament gets here, Dieter ought to have them pretty well fattened up on chicken already. Donald, I'm at Eureka Lake Reservoir in southern Oklahoma. It's a flood control lake that they built, and it's a great fishery. The water is always a muddy stained color. It's loaded with shad, and the fish in here really thrive, and it's just a great fishery. The Corps of Engineers does their part to make sure to stock the lake, keep fish in it, and it's excellent. JNS, that'll be neat to see. So far down here, I have not even got a nibble on the chicken. You're in Humboldt, Texas. I'm not sure where that's at, Donald, but from where I'm at down here, 30 to 45 minutes, I could be in Wichita Falls, Texas. I want to come down there and fish Lake Texoma. I've never got to fish it. I would like to fish Lake Lavon. I know Lake Lavon has some good catfish in it. I've never got to fish it. There's lots of lakes I haven't got to fish I'd like to try. I've never catfished Lake Eufaula here in Oklahoma. I would like to try it. Grand Lake, Kerr Lake up there where J&S is at. I definitely want to come try and fish that. I know J&S has been catching some nice fish out of Kerr. Texoma land, don't try and tell me there's no fish in Texoma. Texoma is a great lake. I know a lot of guys go down there for the striper fishing, but I want to catch the catfish. Them striper are a lot of fun to catch though. When they hit, they go to screaming that drag out and stuff. You definitely know you've hooked into something. In Houston, Donald? I didn't know that Kerr Lake where J&S fishes. It's part of the Arkansas River system. I looked it up the other day and was talking to him and got to looking at the lake. And there's lots of places up there I'd like to come fish. There should be some big fish in that lake. I imagine even back behind the dam and stuff, with that Arkansas River coming into it, you know there's bound to be some big catfish in there. Gonna try fishing a city lake tomorrow, fishing in Texoma land. I will fish anywhere that I know there are catfish. Some of the lakes that are close to my house, 10 to 15 minutes, they haven't been taken care of for years and years. They've been let go, and it severely depleted the fish population. And sometimes I have to go there just because my wife, spur of the moment, wants to get out of the house. But I don't really waste a lot of time fishing them because they just don't have the numbers of fish anymore. And with me, it's not all about the trophy catfish, guys. I can come out here and catch 3 and 4 pound fish and be perfectly happy. But when you go out and spend 2 days and you're lucky if you can catch 2 fish, I don't really get excited about that. I like action, regardless of the fish size. I like to catch fish. There's a spot on the other side of this bridge across from me. During the spring, that creek channel runs through there. The crappie move up in there to spawn. And during the spring, you can usually catch a lot of nice catfish over there. But so far this year, I've not had a bite over there. I've seen other people fishing it. I don't know if they've had any kind of success or not. But we've been live for an hour and going on 18 minutes. If it doesn't pick up here soon, I'm going to pick up and move to another spot and try and get on them. We don't have trout here in Eureka Lake, Donald, but we got some massive alligator gar. And this lake is fed by Little Beaver and Big Beaver Creek. And when they get up and flood, a lot of them big gar and stuff will come out of there. And there are massive gar in this lake. It's nothing to be out here and see a 7 or 8 foot gar go swimming by. I didn't even know gar would get that big for a long time. Hey, Central Valley, thanks for stopping in. We got one really nice fish as soon as we got here, and then it's been kind of slow since then. And we actually came in here to catch eater-sized fish for a fish fry, but the big one's the only thing that's hit so far. Like I was saying earlier, I did not know that alligator gar got that big, not just in length, but girth. Doesn't Eureka Lake have sawguy? Fishing in Texoma Land, Eureka Lake has walleye and sawguy. They had walleye first, and they have introduced sawguy. This lake has lots of species. You have your different sunfish, crappie, sand bass, hybrid, striper, drum, carp, walleye, sawguy. You've got channel cat, blue cat, and flathead catfish. Lots of different species in this lake. And they all, I don't know if it's just muddy water with the shad population, but for some reason they all thrive in here. And there's lots of cover in this lake. The sawguy and the walleye, they mainly like to hang out in the deeper channel up by the dam. You will catch them in the spring sometimes if the creeks are running. There's a big old beaver just come up in front of me. Sorry, y'all didn't get to see that. That beaver's cruising down through here. That was kind of neat to see. That beaver messed me up. I kind of lost my train of thought. You have to go to Ardmore for sawguy, Texoma Land. They got them here. One of the local lakes over by my house, Duncan Lake, they've got the sawguy in there, and they're starting to do pretty good in there. But sawguy were the last fish they ever stocked in that lake, and when they stocked it, they brought enough to stock 2 lakes, and the valve on the truck broke and dumped all the sawguy in that one lake. So it kind of got overloaded. That was kind of neat to see that beaver cruising down through here. He's got him a den somewhere back in here, I bet. And this comes back in here, the scope comes back up in here. Lots of trees and stuff back in there. You come around from this side, but I know he's got him a little dam somewhere. I'm gonna walk over here and check this other side real quick, guys. Looks like there's a guy in a boat or a kayak up under that bridge by the pillars. I bet he's probably crappie fishing. I'm gonna walk over here and take a look at this other side real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, that is what I saw. It's kind of neat. That guy put in a kayak over there on the other side of the bridge. Come down in there, and he's up under that bridge. Crappie. I checked that other side over there. It's shallow water over there too, and I'm kind of looking to see where this creates a windbreak, creates a slow little eddy up in that current. I'm waiting to see if I see any shad start moving up. I always bring my cast net with me. That way, if I do get lucky and catch the shad up close and up shallow, I'll cast out there and get me some fresh shad. I bring fresh shad with me to fish with for cut shad, but as we get closer to spring like we are now and summer, I like to catch them right here at the lake when I can and fish with them live. Just use the whole live shad. All right, Texoma Land, get in that shower. I know I'm ready for these rods to do something. They've kind of been slow. Driving, so can't really chat. That's all right, Central Valley. You be careful. I'm going to give it a little bit longer here, guys, and I'm going to move spot. We had that one really nice fish bite as soon as we got here and got set up, caught him, but we haven't had anything else. So I may move and try and find them. May get closer to the main channel. the main lake. Like I say, this is the first day our wind's been out of the south in quite a while. It's been blowing out of the north. So it may take a little bit for the fish to get turned around and moving back. That's some of the best advice I can give you guys that are starting to catfish and are learning. Always fish into the wind. Always fish into the wave. That creates the current in our lake. It also moves the plankton, which controls the flow of the bait fish. And if you want to be successful, always fish into the wind. What I liked about this spot before the lake got dried up and all these willow trees and stuff growed up on the bank, I used to could drive all the way down to the point here, and I could fish right off the tip of that point, and I could throw bait on both sides and catch them coming and going. When we got here and that big fish hit, as soon as we got set up, I thought we were going to be in for another hot bite, but so far the bite's been kind of dead. Which it's really shallow here. Like I say, during the summertime and stuff, I'll wade out there about waist deep and then throw my rods out. I bet that water's a little bit cool for that right now. Got some traffic going by. Maybe a little bit early. When me moved up this shallow and these flats. It's worth a shot. Like I say, I'll give it a little bit longer here, and nothing else. We're gonna move. Guys, we've been live about an hour and a half. Only had that one bite. I think I'm going to go ahead and close this out and move to another spot. And I'll come back live again. So be looking for it and I'll come back.